When you hear about the Tesla Model 2, most people immediately think of the price. A supposedly $15,000 to $20,000 electric car that could be a game-changer in the market. But that's not the right question. The true revolution of the Model 2 doesn't start with the price tag. It starts with the logic behind how a car is designed, manufactured, and maintained over the years. The launch, planned for the second half of 2026, is not just the beginning of a new line, but perhaps the end of an era in which cheap vehicles were always accompanied by poor engineering decisions. The Model 2 doesn't want to be the cheapest. It wants to be the smartest. And that changes everything. Tesla's strategy is bold. Instead of packing the car with features to justify a low price, as some competitors do, the company went in the opposite direction. It cut what doesn't need to be there. It's not about removing quality or comfort, but about removing complexity. It's a philosophy more reminiscent of aircraft design than city car design. Fewer parts, less weight, fewer chances of failure. This means fewer visits to the repair shop, fewer unexpected breakdowns, and a car that ages better, both mechanically and in terms of the owner's wallet. A large part of the hidden expenses of a traditional car doesn't come from the purchase price, but from what happens afterward. Maintenance, repairs, depreciation upon resale, excessive fuel consumption, and technological updates that age the model in just a few years. The Model 2's proposal is to attack this cycle at its root. The stated objective is not to shine in terms of technical specifications, but rather to redefine what total cost of ownership means. And look, this affects many people who still think it's worthwhile to buy a cheap car with a combustion engine. The secret lies in rethinking everything. From the type of battery to the chassis structure, every choice was made with the question, does this really need to be here? This approach led to a lighter car, cleaner inside, and with leaner electronics, without losing essential functionalities. This also lowered the assembly cost and, consequently, the final price. But what is truly surprising is that Tesla seems more concerned with what happens after the car leaves the dealership than with the number of initial sales. The idea is that the Model 2 will last well for 10 years without becoming a burden for its owner. This seems simple, but in the automotive world, it's almost subversive. Manufacturers are used to selling cars that generate more profit in maintenance than in sales. Tesla is breaking with this logic. And honestly, that's scary. Not only for competitors, but also for the used car market and repair shops that depend on failures to profit. If the Model 2 delivers even half of what it promises, it won't just be a car, it will be a game changer. Some people still turn up their noses saying, "You can't perform miracles with a $15,000 car." But the point is, the miracle isn't in the price. It's in the surgical cutting of structural costs. Instead of betting on unnecessary luxury or power, Tesla invested in a durable and predictable design. That's rare. It's as if the automaker is saying, "We don't want your money in the repair shop every year. We want your trust for a decade." This changes the relationship between the owner and the car. And it also changes the resale value, which becomes less dependent on the fear of future failures. Now that cost logic has taken center stage, everything about the Model 2 starts to make sense, especially the choice of a smaller battery. It may seem contradictory at first glance. While other automakers are betting on giant battery packs to promise 400 or 500 miles of range, Tesla opts for something between 53 and 55 miles. This yields about 250 to 310 miles of range, which, let's face it, is more than enough for 90% of drivers in their daily lives. The bet here is not on excess, but on balance. And believe me, this impacts much more than just range. With a smaller battery, the car naturally becomes lighter. And a lighter car consumes less energy, wears out tires less, puts less strain on the brakes, and even cools down more easily. All of this together forms a chain reaction that affects everything from driving comfort to insurance premiums. And look how interesting. Less weight means less impact in crashes, which can lead to lower repair costs and lower insurance premiums. It seems like a technical detail, but it's a whole game of chess being played on the efficiency board. This is where energy regeneration becomes even more important. In a lightweight and optimized car, the regenerative braking system works better, capturing more energy and requiring less from the physical components. This extends the lifespan of the brake pads and discs, in addition to making the driving experience smoother, a detail that many ignore, but that anyone who has spent $100-200 on a set of brakes knows well the value of. Maintenance becomes less frequent, cheaper, and more predictable. In fact, predictability is a word that should be in the Model 2 manual. This choice for a more compact battery isn't about immediate savings. It's about cutting uncertainty. Larger batteries are more expensive to replace, degrade more rapidly, and add thermal complexity to the system. A smaller battery, when well managed, has a similar lifespan, less risk of overheating, and fewer surprises over the years. It's almost like opting for an engine that always operates at cruising speed without straining the machine. And here's something interesting. By removing range that nobody uses, Tesla also removes the performance anxiety that marketing often forces. Instead of promising twice what's needed, the Model 2 delivers enough with room to spare and optimizes everything else around it. This changes the conversation from "how many kilometers does it do?" to "how does it make those kilometers seem easy?" And that, my friend, is where the intelligence behind this project begins to become apparent. In the current scenario, many still think that more autonomy is always better. But anyone who has lived with an electric car knows that frequent charging at home makes this discussion somewhat irrelevant. The Model 2 was designed for this routine: short and medium distances, inexpensive charging, and constant operation within a safe range for the battery. This reduces deep charging cycles and extends the system's durability, even without needing flashy warnings or colorful graphics on the dashboard. It's inside the factory that the Model 2 shows its true face. All the cost savings you see in the car begin long before it arrives in someone's garage. Tesla decided that it wasn't enough to make a cheap car. It needed to be manufactured cheaply and intelligently. And that's where terms like Giga Casting and unboxed assembly come in, which sound more like skateboarding tricks, but are actually the gears of the revolution happening behind the gates of Giga Texas. Instead of assembling the car with hundreds of small parts, as was done a century ago, Tesla is casting entire parts into single, gigantic pieces. Imagine replacing 70 components with a single block of aluminum molded in a gigantic press. That's what Tesla already does in the Model Y, and now intends to take it even further with the Model 2. The result? Thousands fewer weld points, fewer alignment errors, less assembly time, and a much more rigid and durable structure. This isn't just factory cost savings, it's savings that directly impact maintenance, durability, and even the driving experience. A car that vibrates less, wears out less, and even makes less noise after a few years. This so-called unboxed assembly also deserves attention. Tesla is redesigning the very concept of the assembly line. Instead of assembling the car from the inside out, by modules and sub-modules, the idea is to assemble entire sections and then fit everything together like a puzzle. This reduces steps, decreases the risk of human error, and facilitates upgrades along the production line. It's as if the factory were a living organism, adapting and evolving in real time as demand changes. Something unthinkable in the traditional lines of the automotive industry. And if you think this is just engineer talk, consider the direct impact. Fewer variables means fewer cars with mysterious defects, fewer recalls, fewer repair shops struggling with intermittent problems. A car that is simpler to assemble tends to be simpler to maintain, and this weighs heavily on resale value, buyer confidence, and even when taking out insurance. Because insurance companies, in the end, are terrified of complexity. They charge more when they don't know what might go wrong. The Model 2 is saying, "Relax, there's not much that can break here." Another point that few people mention is consistency. When you reduce the number of joints, screws, and welds, you also reduce variations between one car and another. This means that the Model 2 that rolls off the line today will be practically identical to the one that rolls off next month, not only on the outside, but also in how it ages. Less chance of one developing that rattling noise in the door over time, or another starting to pull to one side on the road after 2 years. This predictability of quality is rare in the automotive world and becomes a huge advantage in the used car market. And this effect extends to what you don't see. The simplified design allows for fewer variations in finish, fewer panel options, and fewer component combinations. And while this may seem tedious for those who like to customize everything, the truth is that it makes production faster, cheaper, and with fewer chances of error. And when something does go wrong, it's much easier to diagnose and correct. It's the difference between looking for a needle in a haystack or in an organized shoebox. This silent movement is already causing waves in the used car market, and even among staunch defenders of combustion engine cars. And the most curious thing is that the Model 2 hasn't even been launched yet. The mere expectation that it will arrive on the market with predictable maintenance, simple electrical systems, and a robust structure is already affecting the resale value of traditional models. That feeling of security when buying a Corolla or Civic, which reigned for decades, is starting to seem outdated. Because if the cost of maintaining a new Tesla is lower than maintaining a reliable car from 5 years ago, the logic changes, and quickly. Many people who were eyeing a well-maintained used car are starting to hesitate, not because the car is in bad shape, but because the market around it is about to change. If a simple, straightforward, and economical electric car like the Model 2 really enters the scene for less than used $20,000, even good combustion engine cars will seem less attractive. And it's not because of trends or cutting-edge technology, it's pure math. Resale value, fuel costs, maintenance. Everything starts to seem burdensome when compared to a car that was designed precisely to be lightweight in every sense. This reversal is unprecedented. For the first time, an entry-level electric car threatens the reign of used cars, not because it has more power or a futuristic design, but because it offers predictability. Buying a car has ceased to be just a matter of what fits my budget now, and has become what will give me the least headaches in the next 5 years. Okay, and when you think like that, the Model 2 starts to seem like a fortress against uncertainty. Nobody wants to wake up one day with a locked transmission, an overheating engine, or a leaky exhaust, and even if the used car is good, it doesn't offer the same peace of mind. This is shaking one of the industry's most solid pillars, the 5-year cycle. For decades, car owners knew they could buy, drive for half a decade, and resell with relative security. It was a predictable game. But the arrival of a simple Tesla, with lower cost per mile and less maintenance risk, is breaking that confidence. When the buyer starts to doubt whether they will be able to sell the used car in 3 or 4 years for a fair price, they hesitate. And that hesitation, in itself, is already starting to drive down used car prices, even those of the best-rated vehicles. The Model 2 doesn't need to be available to make an impact. It just needs people to believe it's coming. And that's already happening. Advertisements for combustion engine cars are staying put for longer periods. Buyers are asking for bigger discounts, justifying it with "a new Tesla is coming out soon," and pushing negotiations down. Car owners feel they need to sell quickly or accept less. And so, the Model 2 begins to erode the value of its competitors without even needing to touch them. It's like a shadow that changes the behavior of the entire environment, and the effect spreads on a large scale. If entry-level cars are no longer the safe bet, Imagine what happens with mid-size pickups, SUVs, or more expensive models. The question that used to be, should I get a top-of-the-line used car, becomes, should I wait another 6 months? And that changes everything. When waiting becomes the safest option, the market slows down. Inventories pile up, dealers become uneasy, and automakers feel the impact. This is because a car that hasn't even arrived yet has already started to affect the perceived value of the products already in stock. Tesla understood something that many manufacturers still ignore. The real villain isn't the defect that suddenly appears, but the small, chronic problems that accumulate over time. Those little noises in the dashboard, the subtle misalignment, the light that flickers occasionally for no reason. And that's where the Model 2 comes in with an almost radical proposition: to eliminate the causes of these problems before they even arise. It's not about fixing defects, it's about preventing them from existing. And that requires engineering that goes far beyond pretty design or technical specifications. One of the most overlooked aspects of conventional cars is low-frequency vibration. It doesn't show up in performance tests, it doesn't make headlines, but it's one of the biggest contributors to premature wear, noise, and intermittent failures. The Model 2 was designed with the goal of minimizing these vibrations from the chassis up. By using more rigid and monolithic structures, such as Giga Castings, Tesla drastically reduces bending points and the micro-movements that, over the years, compromise the vehicle's stability. It's like building a house on a solid slab, instead of several loose planks. Another area where Tesla excels is in electrical architecture. Most modern cars have become a tangled mess of connectors, cables, interfaces, and scattered modules. Over time, this tangle transforms into a minefield of faults. Oxidation, micro-vibration, thermal variation, all of this contributes to those intermittent failures that are a nightmare even for the most experienced mechanics. In the Model 2, the philosophy is fewer connections, fewer problems. A more integrated architecture with fewer cables and fewer physical interfaces means less chance of something going wrong after 6 or 7 years of use. And that's not all. The Model 2's motors and batteries have been calibrated to operate within charge and temperature ranges that prevent accelerated wear. No pushing the system to its limits just to deliver impressive acceleration in YouTube videos. The idea is clear. A car that functions well for many years, without generating excessive heat, without requiring constant cooling, and without stressing its components. This doesn't make headlines, but it makes a difference to the driver's wallet and peace of mind. The same logic applies to the suspension and geometry systems. One of the most common causes of uneven tire wear, misalignment, and discomfort is what's called accumulated tolerance. Small gaps, poorly positioned welds, components that sit differently. By drastically reducing the number of joints and welds, the Model 2 prevents this problem from occurring over time. The idea is that the car continues to run with the same alignment and smoothness even after 70,000 or 100,000 kilometers. It's not just about durability, it's about consistency. Even the internal noises, those creaks that appear over time in the plastics of the dashboard, doors, and seats, are being tackled at the root. Fewer moving parts, fewer fragile fittings, more structural rigidity. All of this reduces the appearance of these irritating noises, which, although small, give the impression that the car is old.